What's up chat, my name's Kaiseni and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing an absolutely piping hot topic that's been setting the Lookism community on fire. We are talking about the collision between two absolute titans, the man they call the White Crow Changsu Oh, the first generation king of Chola, going head to head with the strongest beggar, the ultimate king of the underworld himself, Tom Lee. This topic is bigger than the BTS comeback, it's bigger than Dave Blunt. It's insane. It is the literal heartbeat of the community as of right now. But real quick, before we dive into this, we are so incredibly close to hitting that 2,000 subscriber milestone. My goal is to hit 10,000 by the end of the month, so if you enjoy these deep dives or any other of the content I've been putting out, I'd really appreciate that subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and you can always change your mind later. Also, drop a comment with your thoughts because it helps boost the video and the algorithm, and honestly, I want to see how you guys are feeling about this matchup. Anyway, let's get into the absolute savagery of this debate. When we talk about Tom Lee, we aren't just talking about a fighter. We are talking about a walking natural disaster. Tom Lee is a relic of the pre-generation, a man who stood shoulder to shoulder with legends like Jin Young Park, Charles Choi, and the legendary Gabriel Kim himself. To say he's not nameless is the understatement of the century. He is the gold standard of brute force. What makes Tom so terrifying is that he has no direct fighting style. He doesn't rely on the reformed forms of karate or the precision of CQC. Instead, he chooses to fight wildly, crudely, and with a primal instinct that mirrors the raw nature of characters like Eli Zhang and Samuel Seo. Tom Lee is the definition of a hulking figure who defies the laws of physics. We've seen him surprise the genius Johan Seong with his speed, proving that his massive frame isn't just for show. His durability and endurance are on a whole nother level that frankly shouldn't exist in the human realm. He's took strikes from high tiers like Warren Che and Johan with a nonchalance that borders on insulting. But it's the physical feats that really separate him from the pack. We're talking about a man who can lift the entire back of a car with a single hand and send fighters of Johan's caliber flying through a brick wall with a single casual strike. His experience is his greatest weapon. We saw him trick Warren by faking a headbutt only to unpredictably bite one of his eyes out. He is ruthless, he is relentless, and he will even stomp someone like Daniel Park into the dirt until they are completely unresponsive. Even manager Kim in his own series admitted that he couldn't find a single best way to fight Tom Lee. In the pre-generation, the general consensus is that the only ones capable of putting him down in their prime were Gabriel, Elite, and Jin Young. To go against Tom Lee is to go against the physical personification of the word unbeatable. Now, on the other side of this blood-soaked equation, we have Changsu Oh, the king of Chola. Now, Changsu's exact level of combat ability remains one of the most intriguing mysteries in the current arc. He hasn't fully displayed his peak strength in combat yet, but his physique alone tells quite a story of a man's power. He's well built, large, and carries a calm demeanor that suggests he is anything but an ordinary fighter. While we haven't confirmed a specific martial art, his confidence implies a level of training that is likely deadly and efficient. The community has dubbed him the White Crow, a title in symbolism that refers to something exceptionally rare, a 1 in a million anomaly that stands outside of the normal rules of the flock. This isn't just a nickname, it's a warning. Crows are scavengers, highly intelligent predators that wait for the perfect moment to strike, and a White Crow is an omen that destruction has already begun. Changsu is often seen with a concealed knife, which suggests a lethal familiarity with knifemanship and close quarters combat. He isn't the type of king to rely on brute force alone. Instead, he favors preparedness, efficiency, and real-world violence. He didn't fight James Lee for his territory, which some people might call cowardice, but in reality it shows a terrifyingly high survival instinct. He is a pragmatist. Why fight a god when you can wait for the god to bleed? He is an assassin for hire, indicating a stealthy, get-it-done-quick mentality that prioritizes the kill over the glory of the duel. He represents a different kind of strength, the strength of the vulture that finishes off scraps. Narratively, there's even a massive theory circulating on the community that Changsu might be the one who took Tom's hand in the past, or at the very least, he's being set up as the man who will finish what the first generation started. Now let's get into the actual outcome of this fight, and I need you guys to hear me out on this because I don't think Changsu is beating Tom in a traditional 1v1. If we look at the latest chapters, the power gap in the fair duel is still vastly in Tom's favor. However, a fair duel is exactly what Changsu Oh is going to avoid. Just because Changsu doesn't beat Tom in a 1v1 doesn't mean Tom is walking away with the win. Changsu is a tactician. I believe he's going to utilize his Jola forces, those 4 guys guys we saw recently, and every underhanded tactic he can pull out of his sleeves. He's essentially gonna hunt for gun arc Tom Lee. He won't even try to overpower the fighting genius, he will try to exhaust him. He'll throw waves of fodder and skilled subordinates at Tom, forcing the old legend to expend his stamina, use his speed, and burn through his endurance until he is nothing but a shell of himself. Imagine a scenario where Tom Lee is standing in the middle of a graveyard of Jola fighters, breathing heavily, and that's when the White Crow finally descends. Changsu is the type of fighter who waits for the scraps. He's a vulture, and a vulture doesn't attack the lion while it's healthy, it waits until the lion is starving and wounded. This would be a battle of attrition, where Tom's inhuman strength is negated by the sheer volume of obstacles and the tactical genius of an assassin who isn't afraid to play dirty. We're looking at a chess match where Changsu is willing to sacrifice every pawn he has just to get a single clean opening with his knife. It's not about who's better martial artist, it's about who's a better killer, and Changsu's entire narrative is being built around the man who gets the job done by any means necessary. But the question I think everyone is asking is Tom Lee actually going to die? Personally, I don't think so. And here's where the story gets really spicy. If Tom finds himself on the brink of being finished off by Changsu and his forces, there are two major ways this could pivot. First, we have Eli. We know Eli and Tom have an incredibly deep, albeit rocky relationship. Eli low-key has beef with him from their first meeting, and of course, Tom did steal his baby. But Tom Lee is still the man who raised him in the ways of the animal instinct. Seeing Tom Lee, the invisible wall, about to be executed by a pushover king who uses underhand tactics could be the ultimate trigger for Eli. It could be a poetic moment for the student saving the teacher, finally bridging the gap between them and solidifying Eli's growth as a character. And the second scenario is probably even more hype. Jin Young Park. We know Jin Young is currently in a fragile state, but if Eugene informs him that Tom Lee, his old comrade, one of the few remaining ties to his past, is about to be murdered, it could trigger a massive awakening. These two have history that goes back decades, and seeing Jin Young step onto the battlefield to save his old friend would be an absolute game changer, and it would provide the perfect opportunity to introduce Jin Young back into the main combat narrative, especially since Daniel needs information from him. Whether it's Eli or Jin Young, or even both if Changsu and Gitae are present together, the narrative weight of Tom Lee's life is too great for him to simply just vanish. He is the bridge between the pre-gen and the current world, and his survival or death will dictate the entire power scale moving forward. So what do we think, chat? Is Changsu really the man to put down the ultimate king, or is he just another high-tier king who's overestimating his ability to hunt a monster? In my opinion, Changsu takes the win, though tactical superiority and exhaustion, but the actual kill will be prevented by a narrative shift that brings the community's favorites back into play. Tom Lee is a legend, and legends don't go down easy, not even to a White Crow, but I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Changsu took Tom's hand back in the day? Is Eli finally going to be the one who saves the man who taught him how to bite? Comment your theories down below, because I'm reading all of them and it really helps the channel grow. Please, please, please help me reach that 10k goal. This has been Kaisani. Thank you to everyone for watching as always. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.